Hi everyone, it's Danny. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with another layout for Scrap the Boys challenge, and our prompt for this month is the poster that you saw in the intro. It is Play Nice or Go Home, and it is black kind of stenciled letters on a wood grain background. So I want to do something with my title that echoes that poster. So I wanted some big, bold alphas, but unfortunately everything in my collection that was black was the wrong shape or too small. So I found these ones. I haven't used many of them. They're kind of a difficult color and pattern to use, but I figured I would just color them black. So all I have here is just some black acrylic paint. It's a nice thick one. If you have runny acrylic paint, it may not work as well. I'm not really sure, but that's nice and thick and opaque. So I just sponged it on with a makeup sponge and set it aside to dry. Now I am working with this photo. This is a photo of my son when he would have been a little older than one, so about 14 months, I'd say. And we had gone to the park this day and we were both sitting in it's kind of like bark chips, and he had dirt all over his face. He hadn't been trying to eat it, but he had been playing in the dirt and dribbling a bit and sort of rubbing his face with his hands. So he had dirt all over his face. And I mean, look at that picture. He's just so cute. I absolutely adore this photo. So I am tucking into my Cocoa Vanilla Studio Boys Rule collection. It was the obvious choice for this photo. So I pulled out that wood grain background. I like that. It echoes the wood grain in the poster. So I'm definitely using that poster pretty strongly for inspiration this month. I backed my photo in a thin border of white, and now I'm coming in with this grey. It's kind of like a grey and white triangle pattern, and just distressing up those edges. It is a kind of grimy photo, and the layout will end up being quite a grungy, distressed sort of layout. So I want to distress those edges quite heavily to reflect that. So this mat I've left larger on the two sides, just because it's that kind of messy mixed media effect, and I really wanted to keep it big enough so that you could see it. So I've distressed those edges again, and now I'm going on with my distress ink in brush corduroy, I think, just around the edges, just to bring in some more of the brown. I think the distressed edges were just looking a little bit stark, so it helps to tie it in with the background a little bit. I pulled out there's two sets of ephemera that come with this collection. There's like a frames and phrases pack. I think it's called the miscellany pack, and then there's like shapes. So this is the frames and whatnot pack. I like that grey. I've just snipped off the bit that I'm going to cover up because I didn't want to waste that. I can use that on another layout, and I've just created a little layer with that on the side of my photo where there's less weight. I found these in my stash. I've had these for ages. They're from Me and My Big Ideas, and I just like those little It's What Boys Do tiles. Because, yeah, this boy, he's very much a boy. He's very grubby and full on, likes to be outdoors and get messy, and yeah. So I put a little tiny word sticker at the bottom. That 100% boy banner just layered over my photo there. I really like that adventure tag, but it doesn't end up making it. I pulled out this tag to journal on. I make a spelling error immediately. So I put that aside and I pull out another one. Start my journaling again, and then I make another spelling error. A different one this time, but yep, first line again. So you see my frustration hands there. I was starting to get really irritated with myself. I think at this point of the day, I was having a rough day with lack of sleep and being really tired, so I was just getting really cranky with myself. So I've decided here just to cut some strips and write on those, and of course I don't make any mistakes when I'm writing on the strips because, well, I can fix it easily, so I'm not going to make a mistake. Just me all over. Okay, so I'm just going to cut those strips out and just glue them onto that label. That other one I will pop back into the ephemera pack and save that. I can definitely use that for later. I could have just flipped it upside down and tuck the writing underneath, or I could do the same thing with the strips. It's not a big deal. Pop the little label back there. That's all the journaling I really need to do. It was just a day at the park and he was pretty grubby. I think it just says no childhood would be complete without a little eaten dirt. So now for my background, I am coming in with some Liquitex acrylic ink in titanium white and doing some really messy splatters. I'm trying to get some big splatters on there. And I'm just going really, really sloppily, really messily. I don't want it to be uniform at all. I also went in with some gold. I didn't catch that on camera, unfortunately. I think my camera died, but you can see it there. Gluing down my photo mat now. It's not going anywhere, so I'm just going to commit. Bit of wet glue. And then I have popped in that little sticker tab as well. I think it says love it. So I'm just going to layer that behind there, just to fill in that awkward little gap. And that's perfect. I'm really happy with that. Pull this arrow off the sticker sheet, kind of just for a space to rest my title on, because I'm going to put a really big title down the side of the page, and I find that it just looks a little less like it's floating if you put something kind of like a shelf for it to rest on. But I don't end up leaving that arrow there. I'll switch it out for another one in a little while. These alphas I got, it's a sticker pack. I got them as a gift from a retreat I went to. I absolutely love them. They're really, really cute. Nice size, really fun little font especially for kids layouts. And there's a mix of uppercase and lowercase, which I really like. So my entire title will be A Little Dirt Won't Hurt. So I'm just going to put that won't hurt straight, and these ones I'm just going to kind of stagger and make them look really wonky and deliberately so. I think if you have trouble getting your title straight, a good tip is just to make them deliberately wonky. So it's obvious that I've put those a little bit wonky, and that way, you know, you get away with it. Just torn the top of the edge of the paper here. There was a big gap, empty space at the top. I really didn't like that, so I'm just going to fill that with a bit of torn paper layering, which is one of my favorite techniques. I'm just going to snip a little bit off the bottom here, just to echo that as well, and that's going to be all that I do for that. Now, when I folded the top of the paper over, I saw that there was denim on the other side. I really liked that, especially as he's wearing a kind of denim-y coloured shirt there in the photo. But the only actual denim in this collection is that it's like a cut-apart sheet on the back side of this wood grain paper, and it's just a 6x4 piece of denim, which obviously wasn't going to be big enough for backing that whole section that I've cut out there, and the piece at the bottom as well. So this denim paper I've just pulled out of a Kaisercraft. Oh yeah, there you can see it's not even 4x6, it's a 3x4. So it's just a tiny little denim spot. So this paper that I'm using is a Kaisercraft, as I said. I think it's from the Mountain Air collection. I'm just washi taping down the edges so it doesn't snag on my page protector when I put it away. So again, just down here, I just really like the denim with the wood grain. It really, yeah, it looked good. And my label there is kind of, the label that I did my journaling on, it's kind of that same denim colour, so it was perfect. Just using my Uniball Signo Broad gel pen in white now to do a doodly border. And I'm just going on the wood grain. It's really helping to kind of accentuate the fact that the edges are ripped and you have that denim paper behind. Trimming off that excess. It didn't quite cut all the way through because I need a new blade. So I've just finished off with my scissors there. And now I just want to add a little cluster up the top here. It's just looking a little bit empty. So I use that Yeah Boy banner, I use the camera, and I just muck around a little bit with what else to put up here. So I do end up pulling in a little star. I think I use, yep, that little sketchy one. And I will bring in something else. I think a tiny word sticker. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. There we go. And it says, I think it says hilarious. Because yeah, I mean, his face is covered in dirt. It's pretty funny. All right, that's just going to be like that. Quickly glue all that down. Okay, no, I use the green star. That's off the sticker sheet. I think I just wanted some more colour up the top. It was very monochromatic. Now I'm just popping in some enamel dots. These are some glittery ones I got off eBay. I think they're just a kind of greeny, bluey, yellow set. So I'm doing 3 groups of 3 in 3 different sizes around my layout. 1 around my top embellishment cluster, 1 around my photo, and 1 just in that gap below my title. Now I'm switching out that arrow. I did manage to peel it up just fine, so I can reuse that. So I found this one. I just like the extra white on it, just helped give it more impact. I felt like it was fading away a little bit. And the very last thing I'm going to do is take that same white gel pen and add an accent to all of my letters just to make them look really 3D. I really love that effect. And that's it. My layout's finished. Thank you so much for joining me. Here are the close-ups. Don't forget to check out the challenge. The link is in the description box, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.